The entitlement effect. How to deal with entitled people. Episode 2. The Chameleon. The 7 subtle signs. So we've named that feeling. That quiet drain on your energy. We've called it what it is. A silent tax levied by an entitlement mentality. But now comes the practical part. The detective work. Because this mentality rarely shows up wearing a sign. It's not loud or obvious. It's a chameleon. It blends into the background of our everyday lives, of our most important relationships. It hides in plain sight, in the words of a friend, the demands of a family member, the behavior of a partner. Today, we learn to see the chameleon. We're going to unpack the 7 most common, yet subtle signs of an entitlement mentality. Now, a quick but important disclaimer. Everyone might do one of these things on a bad day. We're all human. We're looking for a pattern, a consistent, recurring theme in how someone operates in the world. Keep that relationship you thought about in the last episode in the back of your mind. Just let it sit there as we go through this. Don't force anything, just listen. Let's begin with sign number 1. This is a big one. Sign 1. The scorekeeper who always loses. You know how in a healthy relationship, there's a natural, easy flow of give and take? Sometimes you need help, sometimes they do. It all evens out in the wash, and nobody's really keeping a strict tally. Well, with an entitlement mentality, there is a scoreboard, but it's broken. It only counts their points. Your favors, your help, your emotional support, these are all just expected. They're entries on the ledger that get instantly forgotten. They're the baseline. But the smallest gesture, the one time they actually listened or that thing they did for you 3 years ago, that is etched in stone and painted in neon lights. It's a permanent debt you owe. It creates this bizarre feeling where you feel perpetually behind, perpetually in their debt, even though if you actually stop to think about it, you've given far more than you've ever received. You're playing a game where the rules are written and rewritten by them, and you can never, ever win. Sign 2. The boundary bouncer. This is a classic. For most people, no is a complete sentence. It might be disappointing, but it's respected. For a person with an entitlement mentality, your no is not an answer. It's the opening of a negotiation. It's a puzzle to be solved, a wall to be climbed. It's like they literally cannot compute the word. So they'll push. They'll ask why, not to understand, but to challenge. They'll come up with solutions to your reasons. Oh, you're too tired. I'll come over later. You don't have the money? I know a place that's cheaper. If pushing doesn't work, they often switch to guilt. I guess I'll just have to figure it out myself. Or, I just thought I could count on you. They treat your boundary not as a limit, but as a personal rejection. And they will bounce against it until you either give in or you have to build a wall so thick it exhausts you. Simply saying no should not feel like a full-time job. Sign 3. The spotlight thief. You have a bad day. You're excited to share some news. You're hurting and need to vent. You start to talk, and for a brief second, you have the spotlight. But then, like a gravitational force, the conversation gets pulled back to them. Every single time. Your story about work stress is met with, "You think that's bad? Let me tell you about my week." Your exciting news is met with a "that's nice" before they immediately launch into their own latest achievement. Your heartbreak becomes a springboard for them to talk about all the times they've been hurt. It's not a conversation. It's a monologue with a brief intermission for your cue. You walk away from these talks knowing everything about their world, and they know nothing new about yours. You feel unheard, unseen, and strangely lonely, even though you just spent an hour with someone. Sign 4. The rule for thee, not for me philosopher. They operate under a completely different set of rules. Lateness is just fashionably late when they do it, but a sign of disrespect when you do. Mess is just them being busy and creative, but a sign of you being lazy. A last-minute change of plans is them being spontaneous, but you being flaky. They are the hero of their own story, so the normal rules of common courtesy and consistency just don't apply. They can cancel, be late, be messy, or be critical, and have a dozen excuses ready. But heaven forbid you do the exact same thing. The hypocrisy is stunning, but they are completely blind to it. It doesn't even register as hypocrisy to them, because in their world, their needs and their circumstances are simply more urgent, more important, more real than yours. Sign 5. The criticism lover who can't take it. They are masters of the unsolicited critique. They have opinions on your career, your parenting, your relationship, your haircut, your life choices. They frame it as just being honest or trying to help. But if you ever dare to offer even the gentlest, most compassionate feedback to them, the defenses go up like a fortress. They become defensive, angry, or play the victim. I can't believe you're attacking me right now. After everything I've done for you? It's a one-way street. They hold a microscope to your life, but they hand you a rose-colored telescope to look at theirs. This creates a power imbalance where you are constantly being assessed and judged, but they remain beyond reproach. It's a very effective way to keep you off balance and make you feel like you're always the one who needs to improve. Sign 6. The victim-victor vortex. Their life is a constant drama, and they are always the star in two conflicting roles: the perpetual victim and the ultimate victor. They are the victim of everyone else's incompetence, of a world that just doesn't understand them, of terrible luck that is never their fault. Nothing is ever their responsibility. Yet, they are also the victor. Their successes are solely due to their brilliance, their hard work, their unique prowess. They never got a lucky break or had a helping hand. It was all them. This dual role is exhausting to deal with. You're constantly expected to pity them for their struggles and applaud them for their triumphs, all while ignoring the glaring contradiction that they are never, ever for the bad and always solely responsible for the good. And finally, sign 7, the gratitude gap. This might be the most telling sign of all. It's the simple, profound absence of a genuine, heartfelt thank you. Because when you expect something as your due, why would you thank someone for it? Your help was owed. Your time was expected. Your support was mandatory. So acknowledgement or appreciation is minimal, or it feels hollow and obligatory. You can pour immense energy into supporting them, and the conversation will just move on. There's no pause to absorb the help, to acknowledge the sacrifice, It's like pouring water into a bottomless cup. You never get that feedback, that warmth of reciprocity that makes giving feel good and sustainable. You're just left feeling used. So there they are. The 7 signs. The scorekeeper who always loses. The boundary bouncer. The spotlight thief. The rule for thee, not for me philosopher. The criticism lover. The victim-victor vortex. And the gratitude gap. As you heard these, did one person pop into your mind? Or maybe you saw little glimpses in several people, even in yourself? Remember, be gentle with yourself. This is about awareness, not accusation. Knowing these signs is like being given a pair of glasses that finally correct your blurry vision. You can start to see the patterns clearly, and when you can see the pattern, you are no longer confused by it. You are no longer wondering, what did I do wrong? You understand. This is the game that is being played. And when you understand the game, you can finally decide if you want to keep playing. In our next episode, we're going to get into the why. Why do people develop this mentality? It's a fascinating mix of childhood, culture, and fear. And understanding the why is the first step to unlocking your compassion and, more importantly, your power to protect yourself. Until then, just notice. Look at the interactions in your life through this new lens. Don't judge, just observe. You are gathering data. You are becoming the detective of your own peace. Thank you for listening. I know this can be a tough thing to look at, but your future self, the one with more energy and less frustration, is already thanking you for it. Please take care. I'll see you next time.